Whether for business or for pleasure, travelling by air has become a way of life for many of us. But what if you're just too petrified to actually get on a plane? Can you conquer your fear? Well, Gareth Lloyd has joined two phobics for a weekend course in Luton.
Lisa lives under the flight path of London Luton Airport and has a real passion for flying machines, and yet is so terrified that she can't get on one.
We're in the flying toilet, as it's well known in this house. It's full of flying memorabilia, and the thing I love the most is the Spitfire. We go to Duxford as regularly as we can, so we do go. I'm not scared of watching planes, it doesn't bother me. It's the getting on a plane is an issue. It's the one thing in my life that's always scared me. You know, I've been known to walk away from flights and drive my friend's car home. We've gone on holiday, or intended to go on holiday. We've got to the terminal, I've said, give me your keys. And I've just driven the car home because I've not been able to get on a flight.
Lisa wants to move to Scotland, so needs to conquer her fear, especially if she wants to visit her family back home. She's not alone. Barry's phobia has become so bad, he's had to sell his holiday home in France.
There are three areas in which I'm really worried: the takeoff, the flight and the landing. I've got an incentive because my son, for my 70th birthday last year, said, one of my presents to your dad is we're going on a day trip to Copenhagen. And I thought, well, we can't do that on a boat, he must mean by air.
Yeah, lots of thrust. A bit exaggerated. We're not a rocket, and we're certainly not going to do that on your flight. But there I was going to say gently lower the nose, and it's at that point you may well, get that sort of lurching feeling in your stomach. So at this point,
1 in 6 of us has a fear of flying. Barry and Lisa have signed up for a course run by EasyJet. Day 1 is spent in the classroom. Tomorrow they will do the thing they dread the most: get on an aeroplane. If they can.
You hear the roar of the engines.
Just hearing a recording of an engine is enough to panic Lisa.
What's going through your mind?
Normally, when you're going on holiday, people will see the best case scenario. They see themselves on a beautiful beach sitting in the sun. However, a phobic will always see the worst case scenario. So they'll see themselves on the plane exploding. Now, obviously, if you're focusing and constantly seeing those negative images, you're going to create fear.
first of all, engine failures are exceptionally rare. Secondly,
to overcome their fear, Barry and Lisa are being taught a number of self-help techniques.
Now if you're tuned in, you go, keep tuned in, fear of flying, whatever your fear is, fear of heights, fear of claustrophobia. Tap at the top of the head, keep tuned into the fear. Eyebrows.
Tapping on points of the body can help relieve tension.
Side of the eyes. One more round to practice. Come on, really put yourselves in here. Even though I have this fear, I know flying is safe. And again,
Barry needs this to work if he's ever to go on his birthday trip.
you know what? Game's over. Now it's time for you to take control.
I think the techniques might be useful. I think time will tell. I'm obviously prepared to give them a good shot.
I'm really scared because it's really real now, so it's hard, really hard.
Still going to get on that plane?
Maybe. I'll go to the airport.
The next day, and their special flight is ready for boarding. After her serious doubts last night, Lisa is one of the first to arrive and feeling strangely confident.
Last night I didn't feel as if it had worked, so I was really dubious. However, I slept really well last night. Got up this morning, was like, oh, okay, I'm going to get on a flight. The normal panicking didn't happen. The breathing didn't sort of start to get really fast, which it normally does, sort of throughout the day before I fly. Got here, I'm okay, I think.
Barry has had a stressful morning though. He arrives moments before check-in closes.
You didn't think we'd come, did you?
And suddenly Lisa has to call on Lawrence for some last-minute help.
So you can start to relax. So it's really important that you monitor your breathing
Okay, so if you feel yourself getting a little bit anxious, what I want you to do is to make sure that you're breathing from the belly and not from here.
What are you doing to cope?
The positive visualisation, which sounds so simple, but being taught how to do that in a proper way has enabled me to turn up today to be able to board the plane, hopefully. So feeling good about climbing a set of steps, that would be such a massive thing for me.
Today, Captain Richard Jones isn't in the cockpit flying the aeroplane, he's in the cabin, calming people's nerves by giving a running commentary of every decision the pilot makes.
Or a certain speed, so you will hear the engines decrease in noise by quite a bit, but that's perfectly normal, okay? And of course, once we do start...
As the engines roar for takeoff, the commentary helps, but Lisa has to work hard to put what she's learnt into practice.
Lots of noise, lots of thrust, that's a good noise, guys, it's a good noise. That's going to accelerate us to our takeoff speed. So all is absolutely fine, everything is normal.
Within seconds, our fearless flyers are in the air, and it's a relief for everyone.
Guys, I think we need a round of applause because you've done it. You fearless flyers, we're up in the air, well done.
You look, I've got to say, you look really relaxed. You really do. You know. Would you normally kind of be on a plane and sort of be much more tense?
I'd normally be shaking, and I don't think at this moment
You're not shaking
I'm not
at
too
all.
bad.
No. But isn't it great having the commentary
Oh yes,
running
it
throughout
does
the
make
whole
a lot
flight?
of difference. Yeah.
Because then all those noises are safe. You know all those little bumps and grinds, they're all safe.
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
very important.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Okay.
You're smiling. Look at you.
It's all right, it's
Yeah,
all
there
right.
you go.
Everyone else is smiling, it's all right. Well, not everybody, most people.
And where do you want to go on holiday? Where do you actually want to go?
I just want to be able to travel. Just want to be able to get in a plane.
Where would be the first place?
Glasgow.
Okay.
With just the landing to go, Lisa and Barry seem to be even enjoying their flight. Lisa's feeling so calm, she gets her camera out for the landing.
And there we are. Nice little touchdown. So we can feel the retardation. The engine noise has gone up slightly. That's been reversed to us. Give yourself another round of applause. Well done.
And before they get back to the terminal, Lisa's keen to share the good news with her family. These are the first steps towards her new life in Scotland.
Hello, lovely. How are you? I am. I'm surprisingly calm. Enjoyed it. Had a great time. Where are you? Oh, okay. I'll see you when you get there then. All right. Love you. Bye. She said you lived.
Enjoyed the landing. It's nothing like as bad as I thought it was going to be, and yeah, generally very pleased. So it's Copenhagen. Here we come next.
And some great news. We heard that Barry actually made it onto a plane and did make it to Copenhagen, and he sent us this video to prove it.
The weather in Copenhagen, 17 degrees.
That's fantastic news for Barry. Well, that is it. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm on Twitter at David_InsideOut, and my email address is david.whiteley@bbc.co.uk.